Hello, Dreams team. Anthony Gambali here. I'm putting together a fast start recording for new business associates, referral associates, as well as anyone who may have been, dormant or came into the company a year or two ago or so. Much has changed, and I'm putting this video together because when I do it live, you'll see it's a lot of information, and it's just a great resource for you guys to have where you could go back, watch a section of it, not worry about missing or skipping a section. So we're going to get started here in a moment. But if you come across this video and you're not a part of Dreams, feel free to watch it. And upon the conclusion, in the description box, there will be an associate link to become a Dreams referral partner. There's no cost, no fee for it. You could go right in there, click it. There's a little short video you can watch. It tells you a little bit more about the nuts and bolts, and then you could click the button and get your agent code and your rep. You'll be able to see and have this dashboard that you currently have. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you're new or you haven't been here uh, before in a long time. It looks different than it was not too long ago, just a few weeks ago. I'm going to go on a tour, take you on a tour of where and what everything is, what you need to get set up, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the Fast Start website that we put together, which is it's done on a weekly basis to kind of cut it things into smaller sections. So without further ado, let's get into the basics first. So if you're brand new, what you're going to want to do first is click on the training tab here, and you're going to click receive your credentials. Okay. So you click on that, receive your credentials, and use the email address that you signed up for Dreams. Okay. And and then whatever full name you want to put here, and then you'll get your credentials. You'll only need to do that one time, and one time only. Okay. After that, you can go into training, and then you could click a login, and it will bring you into the library. Okay. So here is the library. Let's talk about just a few things here that you're going to want to focus on over the course of, say, the next week or two, right? It's not like something you need to cram in, but it's just an FYI of where to start, right? So we have Fast Start right here, up right on the top, and we have Dreams Business Cloud. So that's a little bit different. So right now you're going to focus on Dreams Fast Start, and then we're going to go into the website in greater detail here. Okay, we go back into here. And then these are all the verticals that we have to offer to our clientele to help them live a more efficient business life or personal life, depending on what it is that we're working with them. Okay. Much of what we have here to offer is 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 done on a non-licensed it's a non-licensed service. Okay. So if you do not have an insurance license, whether it's a life and health, you can participate in the referral of many business lines, just not the ones that you need a license. Okay, so let's go down here. We have TrueMark Health. Okay, some of this is non-licensed. The group health is licensed. Okay, we have our Dreams Business Cloud, which I'll touch in a little bit here. Goal is also licensed. Fugu is it's an AI platform for marketing. Okay, as we go down, you can see we have Tax Prep Advocates, which is as you can see behind me on the logos, which is our research and development tax credits and FICA tip tax credits that we can do for businesses. Don't need a license for that either, so that's good news. Okay, insurance, obviously that's you need a license. Excuse me, as we go down, you can see we have much more business engagements within here. And you'll do these a la carte based on what interests you or what guidance you get from your direct agency partner. If you're on my team, I'm your direct agency partner. If you're If you're watching this video and you're just part of the overall Dreams organization, you can go into your dashboard and find out who your direct agency partner. Okay, so these are all the different trainings based on, as you can see here, a little narrative, and there's different classes within them. Okay, so let's now go back out to the main website. So you've got your training all said and done. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to the calendar all the way to the right. Okay, you see it says calendar. You click on that. These are all, as you can see, you have extensive training programs here, and they're done on a daily basis uh, by different individuals. Because again, we have multiple different verticals, which you'll see here as we go into the Dream Score momentarily here, what this all means. But there is a little bit of description. Right here within this portal, everything is displayed in the Pacific time zone. Okay, so if you're on the West Coast, the times you see here are correct. If you're in any other time zone, you just got to do the math. Or if you have a Gmail account, okay, or a Google account, you can add this calendar right here to your lower left here. Click on that, and it will pull it into your Gmail, and then you'll have this in your Gmail account, and of course, it will be in your time zone, which makes things, extremely convenient. Okay. Next, we have events. Okay, Dreams events, and this is what's going on either virtually or in person. Okay, or sometimes a combination of the both. So we going on, look, June 5th and 6th, which just passed a few days ago, it's just past weekend. This was a virtual and a live event. As you can see here, the address is in the image. And then we have other events. These are contests and trips and stuff like that. These will change as time goes on. So depending on how old this video is, you're going to see different information in the Dreams Events tab. Okay. So let's go back to the main dashboard. So now we have events. Let's go back to the home. And let's talk about what Dreams is, right? Dreams is an acronym. Okay, it is an acronym. It's not dreams like you're sleeping and taking a dream. It's an acronym. And down below here are going to be all of your replicated websites for different things. Okay, we put them into, think of it like files, right? You pull out you pull a drawer out, and within the drawer you have all these different files. Okay, so here, Dreams Introductions Dream Score is your first file for the Dream Score, which you'll learn a moment what that is. If you are looking to build a team, uh, and I suggest that you do, you're not a secret agent if you're here, right? What you're looking to do here is engage with businesses, okay, to offer our services, engage with individuals to offer this service as well, which you'll see here again once we go through the Dream Score, and invite other individuals uh, to do the same, whether they are colleagues, friends, neighbors, or referral partners, bigger organizations, right? We have the ability to bring all those people in as well. So here are, you click on it, the box will open. This is your direct link to recruit an individual to be a part of an agency that you're building within the Dreams platform. Okay, so you click on it, there's your link. You would send that link out to whomever that person is, and then they'll show up in your dashboard as a business associate. Okay, these are events and upcoming events, weekly simulcasts, AI seminars. Again, you'll see that. And then we'll go down to the acronym. What does the acronym of DREAMS mean? D is for debt. Now, debt is also multifaceted here, right? So we have, this is a new category for us, the G2. This is for business funding, and this could be a few $1,000s up to millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars. Okay. If you want to learn a little bit more about what it is, just go to your website. This is your website. Okay, so you click on it, and it'll take you to your website, and there's some language on there that you can read and learn about as well. Fundable 360 is for individuals who have a business but don't have business credit, right? They have to personal guarantee everything. We can help them establish uh, corporate credit. Again, click on that, go to the page. And the next one here, Bank Breezy, is for a business who needs money in 2 days or in a day, when they need rapid funding. We all know in the business world that cash liquidity when it comes to business is the lifeblood of any business. I've been in this industry for 34 years now almost, and I've seen many businesses fail not because they weren't productive or active or didn't have, sales or big customer engagement. It was because they didn't have the cash flow needed to front end whatever they were producing to get to the end line consumer, right? They had all these orders, but because they didn't have cash, they failed. Okay, so cash is king. We all know the term there. Okay, so R is for retirement. We have a program called the Gold Program that talks a little bit about retirement and how we can help businesses retain key employees, right? The biggest punch to the stomach for businesses is losing a key employee that is in charge of a massive aspect of what it is they do, right? If if you lost so and so, fill in the blank business owner, if you lost so and so, my business would be dramatically impacted, right? Why lose them when you can retain them and by giving them benefits that they need? Okay. E is for expenses. These are things that, they're just there, right? Health insurance, you have to provide medical insurance for your full-time employees if you have more than 50 employees. You have to have electricity, technology. These are just things that we have to deal with. So energy, utilities, water, depending on where the individual business is. So that's under E. So A is the assets and technology. Assets also is bleeds into retirement because one of the greatest assets a business can have is an employee that's highly productive, right? So that's one of the most important assets. So under assets and technology, as you can see, we can do a tremendous amount with the business that we engage with, right from technology to SaaS products to customer engagement to AI platforms, AI advertising, getting on the front page of Google on a Google search because Google has changed the way they do business. It's today's the 6th of June, 2026, and Google is not the same Google it was just a few days ago, right? They are now plugged into these large language models of AI, and businesses who would maybe normally be on the top of a Google search may not be there because they're not using the same algorithms as they were using prior to this big update, which they recently did, which they haven't done an update in 25 years. So you can see AI is going to change the way we do business and every other business does business. It's changed it even may be changing the way that you live your day-to-day life, the way you interact with it, right? So it's here to stay, and we need to take advantage of it. Okay. So money is under M, and here is where we're talking about getting the resources back into the business that they have either spent and are owed from the government, right? Everyone likes to get money back from the government because they got their hand in our pocket all the time, right? The first one is FICA tip tax credits. Okay, so if you know or if you have a business that has tipped employees, okay, Typically, it's, restaurants are a big one, but it's now also hospitality, anywhere where there's a tip. Limousine companies, barber shops, beauty, think about that. Um, there are credits that can come back to the employer that they paid for these tips because it comes in on the FICA. They don't realize it. If you don't file your taxes correctly, if your CPA didn't file them correctly, there's money on the table for FICA tax credits. If you want to learn more about it, go to your website, click on it, right? And go to the bottom of the page, and you'll see a little calculator there. And you can play with what it would look like. Again, it's a loosey-goosey kind of calculator. It's ballpark. It's not, dollar for dollar, but it'll give you an idea of what you can do here. The next one is research and development tax credits. Okay. R&D credits have been around a long time. We're talking decades. Ronald Reagan started in the early 80s, right? So it's got some age on it. There's some big changes over the last several years here. Um, as far as business engagement is concerned, only 15% of eligible businesses file for the credit. So it's a big one. Okay, I'm not going to get too deep into that. There's different trainings for it, but I have done them for businesses, and it is pretty amazing. Okay, so security is well, even top here. So securities, insurance solutions, uh, Stream PC, which is computer, but also up in the technology, there's also some security, in with built into the technology programs as well. So those are all the landing pages that you have within here. Okay. Now let's talk about what it is that we do for people, right? What is it that we do? We have all these websites, right? And you're probably thinking, how the hell do you tell the business owner or explain all that? It seems to be too complex of a conversation. Okay, and you're right. You're right. And so what we've done is we created a dream score. It's called a dream score. Okay, and it scores a business based on a numerical system. We're all familiar with FICO score, right? What's your credit score? What's your credit score? They'll talk about it all over the place about your credit score. And your credit score means nothing to you when you think about it. What does it mean to you? It just means that your likelihood of obtaining a loan and the rate that you're going to get. It's really for the person who's lending you the money that score means anything. And if you're not looking for financing or credit, it means nothing. It also does not have a gauge on how you are doing or your business is doing, right, in the model that you're in. I have many clients who make a lot of money. I have surgeons who make a lot of money. We're talking seven figures a year, and their credit is horrible. Why? Because they're too busy to pay their bill on time, right? So it's really not a gauge of how successful someone is doing in business or financially. It just shows what your ability to loan to borrow money is and what rate you're going to get, how they're going to beat you up. Okay. A dream score, on the other hand, gives you an idea of how you, as an individual person, because again, we have them for businesses as well as individuals, right? And how well you are doing based on the acronym. So I'm just going to go through a sample here, but you could go into the dream again here. It's right here if you want to play with it. Let me get out of here. Excuse me. Where are we here? Go to the main page again. I jumped on it and it booted me out. They're right here at the top. One for business, one for individuals. They are completely different, right? Because an individual, like you and your wife, or you and your husband, or you and your spouse, however you want to talk about it, is going to be different than the business. So let's go to the business one. I'm gonna view a sample report. There are questions that we go through. I'm not gonna go through the questions. I'm just gonna go through a sample report. Okay. So here is a sample. So here is a company. Of course, it's fictitious. If you want to learn more, you can turn Robert off or turn Robert on. He's a robot that kind of guides you a little bit through here. It's a rough guidance, if you will, but it's there. But we're going to turn him off for now. So what do we have here? Here's our acronym. Okay. And in this thing, we asked the question, now, how much funding do you think you want? You're a large company, so $300,000 of liquidity. Okay. Uh, 401k on the R for retirement, right? There is $63,000 we can save this business on their 401k. On their expenses, this is their health insurance, right? Everyone has that. Their energy, perhaps a solar. This is an example where they have a building, right, with a roof. So solar is something with this $297,000 worth of savings. Under assets, it is $1.1 million of revenue, increased revenue. On the money, this is the R&D tax credits, almost $600,000 of money that was paid to the government in the form of income taxes, right? But because we identified that this business does research and development, okay, and we could claw that money back from the federal government in the form of a refund, okay? And we can typically go back 3 years, sometimes four, depending on if there's extensions and extenuating circumstances, but we can get that money back. And if it's more than what they paid, then they get those credits. It's a dollar for dollar credit moving forward 20 years, right? So it neutralizes if you have $10,000 in tax of a tax bill and you have $10,000 worth of credits, boom, your tax bill is zero. It's not a deduction like if you bought a fax machine or something like that, where you can only deduct a little bit. It's a dollar for dollar neutralizer. Okay. Now here's the debt funding, right? 300,000. It talks about that. Here's your debt. A little verbiage, a little bit of language here, talking about Fundable 360. Talks a little bit about that business. As we go down, we're into the retirement now. It shows that we can save them roughly 63,000. Again, this is a quick appointment we do with these business owners. It typically takes 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, but it's going to be in the general vicinity of where we can help them. So it could be either more or less than that. Okay. So there's a 401k. And then we're moving down here. It talks a little bit about 401k and the S&P and so on and so forth. E is for expense reduction. Okay. One of the biggest expenses a business is going to have, okay, is going to be their benefit package for their employees. I'm working with the business right now, and they were like almost on their knees saying, we're dying with these medical benefits. The premiums are so high and the coverages are terrible, right? For our employees. They're paying a fortune, and every time they go to the doctor, they get hit with a big bill. Okay. So we're in the process of helping them. In addition to that, is energy, right? Energy is a big cost. I mean, we've talked with businesses that are like, if I could save some money on energy, that'd be great. Okay, so that energy is almost $300,000 in savings there, and it itemizes them out, boom, 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 so you can see what each one of them is, right? And then technology, so that's phone, internet, cloud, and IT, almost $45,000 of savings there. Great savings. This is a big component because without a phone, internet, cloud, and IT, you're cooked, right? You're cooked. Phone services, automatic dialers, you have the ability to do that, so that's there. As we move down, there's our health insurance. Each one is individually. As you can see, these little buttons here take us where to all these things here, right? All these websites here, all these here. It's going to take them to the specialist who is going to meet with that business owner for that individual communication on that individual concern that they have at that time. Okay, so if it's a 125, it's going to go to a specialist. That's why it's a referral model. You don't have to be all things to all people. You just direct them to the person that they need to talk to, right? Henry Ford had a button on his desk. If if he needed to know the answer to a question, he just pushed a button and somebody there would answer the question with the information that he needed at that time. That's pretty much what we're doing here. We're delegating that relationship to a specialist who is then going to meet with the client, find out exactly what they need. They're going to drill down on whatever topic here they want to address first, okay? Whatever topic they want to address first, and then move that client through to a solution. Okay, it's all about a solution. So let's go back here to the main dashboard. Let me get out of this here. Let me close this as well. Let me go here, go up to the top. So that is for businesses. We also can do it for individuals. There's a video here. I'm not going to play it. Play it yourself. This is your website. Yeah, again, if you're not associated with Dreams and you see this dream score, you're like, you know what, I want to learn about that for my own personal uh, well-being. In the description box, you can schedule a dream score consultation. It takes about 15-20 minutes, and you'll get your numbers as you see here. I'm not going to do it with Robert because we don't need Robert's conversation, in our ear as we're going through. As you can see, the same acronym, right? We all have debt. We all want to retire. We have expenses that we deal with within our life, right? We're all building assets. We have money management, and there is also security. Okay, so let's go to let's go through this self-guided here. Okay, I'm going to view a sample because again, we don't want to go through the questions. So this person here might have a 720 FICO credit score or a 610 or a 540, right? But what really matters is what is your dream score out of 100 points? What is your dream score? And as you can see, in each one of these categories, it's going to score them individually and independently. So they can say, you know what? I'm doing well in debt and retirement, but on assets and money management and security, I'm low, right? I'm okay with the expenses. Let's address those issues, right? It kind of guides them. So as we go down, here are our acronyms, and if you click on it, it'll take you to again those buttons that we just saw, those consultations. Same people, just different conversations between business and individual. Now, what this system will eventually have is the ability to communicate with their secure platforms to pull in their actual numbers here. Okay, right now it doesn't have that ability. This is an example. So you can see here it has their card. It's going to show them what their debt is, what their interest rate is, right? Uh, it's going to tell you what your expense ratio is on assets, total assets, money management, security, what needs to be addressed there, and it's going to take them to view recommendations, right? You can click on view recommendations. So let's click on this one. And there's a whole recommendation tab. So view the recommendation. I'm going to click them all so you can see. This is a pretty comprehensive analysis, the dream score for individuals. Shows them what their risks are and also what their opportunities are. Okay, this will be individual to each individual person. Now, under debt, retirement, it shows them where they are in their matrix, where they need to address. And each one of these, we're going to debt here. There's a video that talks a little bit about that component, shows them where they are, right? And then they can slide. There's little slides here, as you can see. All their ratios are here. Because I'm going kind of down and dirty on this because I just want to give you an essence of what it is and all their connections and all their uh of life, if you will be here in this one platform. Eventually we're going to have all kinds of things into this dream score. If someone wants to order, dog food for their dog, the farmer's dog, They can go right here, boom. And because they're with us, they'll get a discount because of our association. And of course, we'll earn a little bit of a referral fee, right? Because this is a referral-based business model. So each one of these has a little video tutorial and a little slider that we can play with that individual live, right? To show them where they are and what they need to do. And of course, there's different uh, engagements here. These will all be links that will be live for those individuals. And then we have got expenses. Each one of these has a video, shows them what their expenses are, food, utilities. It is comprehensive, ladies and gentlemen. It is comprehensive. We're in the new age of information and no more head in the sand. Cross our fingers, hope things are working out, right? This is pretty complex. Even though the gathering of the information may only take 15 or 20 minutes, the computation is in seconds. And then, of course, whatever's what out of all these here, what is most important to you? You know, Mr. and Mrs. Client, we go back up to the top of the chart here, right? Which one of these is most important to you? And then we connect them with a professional that's going to take them through a uh, individual analysis on that component, whatever that component is. Okay, that's what they're going to get. So that's the dream score. And I have a little bit idea of what a dream score is. Okay, so let's go back to the main dashboard. Actually, I'll go back this way so it'll bring me back in. Will it bring me back in? Yes, it will. So they're right up on the top here, 1 and 2. Okay. So just to recap what we've done so far, you're in, you've got your training, right? You're logged into your training website now. You've got your calendar in your Google, in your Gmail. Okay, you pulled that in so you know when and where events are, right? You've got the event tab that you'll monitor for upcoming events. Of course, there'll be emails that'll come down, but we send emails on a daily basis, so sometimes you may not see something because it becomes white noise. You keep getting all these emails, you might not read them all, but go here to the events and you'll see them. As we move down, okay, under recent news will be replays of any webinars that were missed. Typically, the Saturdays are always here, okay, and they'll be posted Sunday or Monday of the of that following week. That's you can click on more, and you can see all the webinars that were recorded. Click on them, and it'll take you into the actual email. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. You're going to grab the passcode right here, copy it, click on the link. This is just to kind of show you. Put the passcode in the link, and then you'll watch the webinar. Okay, so let's go back now. Go back to so now we want business engagement, individual engagement. Okay, so in here in the tracker, I'm going to click on tracker. Mine's going to go in. Okay, your first time it's going to ask you to set it up. Again, try to keep the email address the same as the other email addresses, so you're not like, oh my God, what's going on? I can't remember this, I can't remember that. Click on tracker. See how it went right in. What I want you to do is go to Dreams Projections. Okay. And under Dreams Projections, I want you to put in as many projections as you can. Okay. And what this is going to do is just going to give you an idea of each vertical. You can see funding, retirement, energy, health benefits, marketing, R&D, PC, 401k insurance, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And it's going to give you an idea of potential commissions in each one of those verticals. So why did we do that? Because if you like this one here, this is a client of mine I've had for many years. Okay. I put him in here as a projection. Remember, it's a projection. Okay. And here's the total, and here's each individual component that stands on its own. Okay, based on, I'm going to go through a demo here. So this is a client of mine. This is the total income that I could potentially earn. So I've already gone through this client with several things, and it's not, this is an incorrect number. Okay. I did more than that just on the R&D because he has a business, right? The R&D was more than that. Okay. I think it was like 24,000 in R&D, nothing in funding. We're working on retirement. So this will probably be let's see, probably about 10,000 in commission. No energy. It's a small company. They do their own health thing. Nothing on marketing. R&D was like 25,000 in commissions. No security. So 401k, nothing. Insurance is I've got Keyman insurance policies with them. It's probably like 15,000 in commissions, right? So it says total 17, but it's like three or four, it's like three times that amount in commissions, right? So just gives you an idea. So let's go into uh, a projection here, just to give you an idea of what it means to put one in here. So let me see here if I can put in a real one as opposed to a fictitious business. Hold on, let me look in my at my desk here. Okay, so this is an actual prospect that we're working with. So we put his first name and a little piece of his business for privacy reasons. He is a referral from a friend. So I'm going to say I don't typically know him personally. I would say I would say family, friend, or referral because we do have a relationship. If it says optional, it's optional as far as phone number, website, that kind of thing. But if you have that information, put it in here. And this should be someone, the warmer that you know, the warmer they are, the better off they are. Okay. This isn't, oh, I pass by that company all the time. I know nothing about them other than what their building looks like, right? It should be a family or a friend, a business that you engage with, that you purchase goods and services from, okay? Uh, a local business in your area that you kind of know someone in there. If you're going in cold, the colder you are, the more difficult it is to cultivate and get in there, right? We want you to start having success right away. And of course, cold prospect means that they're cold, right? So the warmer they are, the better off. So the ones you're going to put in first are going to be the warmest relationships that you have. Next, type of business. This one is, let's see, food and beverage. Let's see here. Manufacturing. Oh, let's see. It's not really food and beverage. It's not manufacturing, industrial. I'm going to say it's kind of manufacturing in a sense. So we'll do manufacturing. It's the closest one. Number of employees. He probably has, yeah, probably about 25 employees. He has a small building. Okay. Home base means working from home, and the mall means a mall. Okay. Shared building is a strip mall, like you've got 4 or 5 businesses on Main Street that are all connected, right? That's a shared building, or it could be an office, small office building. And then a large building would be like a factory, a manufacturing plant, or something along that lines. Okay. So you can see here, we're almost done here. Approximate number of employees here. He's 25. 25. What was the other one that was 25? Hold on, let me go back. Years in business. He's been in years in business. 20 years in business. Okay. Let me go back. Number of employees, he's got 25. He's got multiple businesses, but in this particular one, it's 25. So here is the projection for this company. Okay, potential funding, 400,000. This guy could probably use funding. I know his business got hit hard with a hurricane, so I doubt it would be that much. It would probably be 50 to 100,000. So just divide that by four. Okay. Uh, his employees, we could do something there with the retirement plan, perhaps. Okay, commission 96,000, possible. Energy, there could be something with energy because he does have a business, and he is in a state where there's tons of sun, so that's a possibility. Health benefits, marketing, he's definitely going to need some marketing. R&D, 175. That would probably be, it could be all of them, or sometimes it could be per year, right? Because again, we do multiple years, 401k, insurance, boom, boom. Okay. So now let's go to the dashboard. So in the dashboard, in the projections, here's that projection. Okay. So add in as many as you can. If you want first to put them on a piece of paper, if that's kind of easier for you, and then just load them all in, boom, 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 for sake of efficiency, definitely do that. And then from there, they'll be in there and they're good to go. Okay, so now let's go back. So we got the dream score. You know what that is. You know about the tracker. Now let's talk about the Fast Start School. This is all part of Fast Start. So in the email and in the description is going to be a link to this page. An email, if you're part of the company, you got an email, right? And in the email will be a link to this page. If not, it's in the description. Everything you see here will be in the description as a link as well. Okay, so you come in here, week one, click on week one. Here's your roadmap. This is everything that you're going to be doing. Day one, activate your platform. We just covered some of that stuff here, training center, right? We just did that. Okay. Two, watch and learn. Okay. Some of those replays, I showed you where the replays were here, right? Down on the bottom, right? I showed you where those are. Let's go back here again. Day three, study the docs in the Fast Start School. Four, prospecting, connecting. That's what I showed you in the tracker, right? Attending the weekly Zooms, ongoing daily success habits. 30 minutes a day, blah, blah, blah. Kind of read through these bullet points, right? Then what do I say to people? Well, here's your scripts. Go right down. You hit the week, and then you go down the left column, and it shows you everything that you can use as far as the language, right? Welcome email. Congratulations, your future. This is an email that you would have started. These are all links. Okay, they're going to take you to the back office, training center, replays, Fast Start document. This is a Google Drive, the 17-minute overview, and I Decide video. Okay, knowledge check, boom, boom, boom. That's week one. Week two, same thing. Learn about this. Learn about R&D a little bit. Learn about FICA, right? CPAs. If you see this is clickable. This will take you to a drive. Revenue for life math. Here's a YouTube video or a video. Okay, I think it's a Zoom. Here is the passcode. You need this passcode. So copy that like so. Click on that. Watch the replay. These are folders and links to various different things. Okay, that's week two. Week three, the idea, right? Kind of went down all that. Here's your scripts, FICA credits. It breaks it all down to you. Week three, what is Bank Breezy? How to position yourself. These are the bullet points. Here is a video. Okay. Here is the partner overview and the Bank Breezy docs folder. Now, Bank Breezy is it used to be part of Dreams as far as getting associated, but you have to do a portal. you have to create a portal with them. So if you haven't done that yet, reach out to whoever it is that introduced you into Dreams. Okay. If it's me, it'll be in the email that you received here to set up your Bank Breezy. Okay. If not, go back to the person who recruited you into it, and they'll get that to you. Okay. Again, here's your targets, certification. There is a certification class you need to take with David Allen Capital for that. Scripts, emails, knowledge check. Week 4, you get the message, right? The overview of what you need to do on week 4, and then it's broken down into section 125, residual income, scripts, emails, knowledge base 5. Okay, you get the gist, right? Boom, boom, boom. Go down, and you go down here for agents, tools, ChatGPT, right? Emails, knowledge check. Okay, now we're going to go into resources here. This is going to take you to, this is clickable. This will take you to the prospecting portfolio. Let me just open it in a new tab, which is here. Okay, this will take you to my websites, but you can, they're your websites, go to your websites, but again, I use this for marketing purposes as well. Okay. And same thing with this here. This goes into the AI. If you ever hover over a button, like I'm hovering here, if you look at the lower left-hand corner of the computer, I think you should be able to see it. It'll tell you what web address it's going to, where it's pointing. You see that's a Drive document, right? This is Claude, okay? And there's prospecting here, walk and talk, scripts, roadmap. Again, read through all this stuff. If you want to order business cards or flyers, you click on that. Here, strategic, here's another Google Drive document, right? Save Bank Breezy, walk and talk, 3 hours, just giving you guidance, right? We didn't have this in the beginning. These are relatively new guidance tools, if you will. Just kind of go right down here, each individual one, and of course, marketing, how you market each one of these platforms, and we're going into Dreams Business Cloud, okay? So Dreams Business Cloud, since we're on here, is really your engine to stay organized and automated, right? The days of file cabinets, the one card system, I still have my one card system box, right? It's a shoe box, and you have all your contacts and all the things you need to do on a daily basis, right? You had your month, and then you had each individual thing in that month. You just move the card, going back like 30 years ago, right? And we did that for many, 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 many years. Now we have Dreams Business Cloud. Okay, so again, link is in the description here. Go into marketing and get your Dreams Business Cloud. If you want to learn more about Dreams Business Cloud, on this YouTube channel is a whole series of training on Dreams Business Cloud. Okay, so you click on that and you get that for whichever package you want. Again, they'll talked about all the time. You'll know quite a bit about Dreams Business Cloud prior to employment engagement. So here's your comp plan. Shows you a little bit about compensation, uh, money, that kind of thing here. And this is growth. Mostly just graphics again. So one of the tools you're going to need is a second computer monitor. Okay. If you've got a laptop, get another monitor, man. You need it. I'm telling you, you're going to need 2 computer monitors. You can plug it into, you can get any kind of monitor. You can get them at Costco, BJ's. They're like under $100. You'll never go back to one monitor once you get two. I have 2 monitors right now. I would like to get a third one, but I have big monitors. They're like big, and they just won't fit on my desk. I'm old and I want big monitors. Okay, so that is everything here within the fast start. So follow the weekly guidance here. Okay. Again, link is in the description or back in the email that you received. Okay. So income calculator. Again, there'll be a link to the income calculator. Just to give you an idea, these are just a few of the verticals. As you can see, we've got the 125, health insurance, research and development credit. That's it. Those are the only really three that are here. And if you go down here, you can see what the commissions were or what you can earn per month, per employee, right? So pretty much everyone starts out at the 12. So if you get 100 employees, right, on Quantum, a 125 plan, it's $1,200 a month. Okay, not bad. Potential monthly income, 1,200, or $14,000 a year. You can do the math. If you get that same group, that same 100 people on medical, right, that's another 2,000 a month, right? Another 2,000 a month, and then another 24,000. So now you're at almost $39,000 of residual income coming in just on a small group of 100 people, or two groups of 50, however you want to slice it up, right? And why do you want to recruit? Because you get paid per generation, right? So if you have a generational recruit, I'm just going to wipe this out here just to give you an idea. That also does 100, right? You're making how much? 500 bucks. Making 500 bucks a month, $6,000 a year, right? And what if, again, let's go here, wipe this out because I just want you to see that. Another 100 here, right? Another 3,600, right? So you're making almost $9,600. Now this is every month. This is coming in every month. It pays commissions monthly in perpetuity as long as they continuously engage with Dreams and our platforms. Okay, so now boom, boom, boom. What if you did R&D for that company as well, right? What if you did R&D and the R&D credit was 300,000, which is kind of average because we do multiple years. Multi 4%. Hold on a second. We don't want to get too crazy. Here we go. 300,000. One at 300,000. What is it doing wrong here? It's getting wonky here. Maybe there's something going on with the calculator. But I'll make sure that the math is working on that. But you get the gist, right? So here's the calculator. So let's go back to the portal here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, my information is all over Dreams. Okay, you're going to see a lot more of it. Subscribe to the channel, uh, like, share, like, share, all that kind of stuff that people say. Looking forward to working with anyone and to plug in. All I can say is plug in, put your contacts in the Dreams tracker. Let's start engagements, and most importantly, follow up with anyone that you reach out with. Okay, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. Look forward to seeing you at a live event. Bye bye for now.